Hello, Math 7 students. So we are going to have a mask theme for this unit, where I'm going to bring fun different masks because why not? Yeah, I know. So, notes 6-1, Unit 6, Lesson 1, the percent proportion. Remember, we talked about proportions in our previous Unit 5, and a proportion is just a fraction that is equal to another fraction. You know, something you're used to seeing, something like 2 over x is equal to 5 over, 12 or something. And then you have to solve for that x. You do that cross multiplication and all that jazz. Remember that cross multiplying. We'll remind more of that later. But remember, the proportion is just a fraction that's equal to a fraction. Percentages, on the other hand, percents are just a different way to write rational numbers. Ooh, rational numbers, vocab word. This is a very important word. You're going to need to know this in 9th grade when you get me back again. So percents are just a different way to write rational numbers. Rational numbers are just numbers that can be written as fractions. Remember, that's what we spent our entire Unit 2 on. So percents are in the type of a rational number because if we start with the percent, 50%, we might be remembering, or you might already know, that percents are out of 100. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's important. So when we have 50%, we can turn that into a fraction by putting it as 50 over 100. We can turn that into different kinds of fractions by simplifying it, like to 5 over 10, or more simply, 1/2. And a whole bunch of ones in between there too. We could also rewrite that number as a decimal. If we saw how many times 2 can go into 1, that's 0.5 as that decimal. All different ways to write 50% or half of something. You can also write it as the ratio 5 to 10. But our most common way of writing those ratios are fractions because we're on our way to being adults. Okay, so when you're talking about the whole, we're going to be talking about wholes and parts a lot in this unit. When we're looking at something that's talking about the whole is always that 100%. Because like we talked about right here, percents are out of 100. I don't think that was necessary, but we're going to rewrite it now because we did. So if the whole is 100% and you double something, remember doubling just means to times 2 or multiply by 2. Then doubling a number would be what percent? If 100 is whole and we double it, times it by 2, then doubling a number would be 200%, making it twice as large. Just some logic for you, some logical stuff. Okay, and then next here, the percent proportion, which is the important thing. This is your formula for this unit. Whoa, or not this unit, this lesson. Formula. We did not need it to be that excessively large. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Formula. The percent proportion, it's a proportion, so it's a fraction equal to a fraction. The percent proportion formula is, drum roll please, percent over 100, because remember, percents are out of 100, so that's easy enough to remember. And a proportion is a fraction equal to a fraction, and that's equal to the part over the whole. A lot of what we're doing this entire unit is just comparing parts to wholes. Parts on top, wholes on the bottom. When we have that proportion, remember we're going to be using cross multiplication to solve. Use cross multiplication to solve. And when I say cross multiplication, we mean swoop, swoop to get something like, well, we'll go through it in an example. But either way, that's it.